All right, we are ready to add our second piece to our Agamogrpah. So you want to make sure that you have your base with your first piece already glued in. You're also going to need to select one of your two papers to do next. Just to keep things simple, I'm going to go ahead and use my one with my dots, which means I'm going to place this one to the side. You're also going to need a glue stick, scissors, a ruler that clearly has the inches marked on it, and a colored pencil that's going to show up on the back of your paper. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to move this out of the way for now. And what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to flip this over. All right, so I have this on the back, and now what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to repeat the steps from the last video. So I am going to line my ruler up using the side that has inches marked on it. First black line lines up with the edge of the paper. And then what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to mark every inch until I get to the edge of the paper. Okay. Should have 8 total across. So I'll mark it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. You're going to slide your ruler down. As you know, we always need 2 points of measurement. We're going to do the same thing across the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, we're now going to use our ruler and our colored pencil, and we're going to we're going to connect those 2 points that we've put on our paper. Okay, so we're also going to repeat the step we did last time, which is labeling these, but we're going to use the letter B this time. So this is going to be 1B, 2B, 3B, 4B, 5B, 6B, 7B, 8B, 9B. Okay, so I've put those all along the top of the paper, and that is for a reason. So now what we're going to do is we're going to set this aside, and we're going to come and label our base. So you can see I've already labeled this 9B, and I'm going to go ahead and continue to label these going down. So watch carefully on this part. In some ways, as I was thinking about this, it might be easier to turn your paper this direction. Okay, so this is going to be 9B. I'm thinking of this as being the right-hand side of the paper. So I'm going to find the right-hand side of this piece. This would be my 8B. I'm going to take my next one, 7B, 6B, 5B, 4B, 3B, 2B, and 1B. So you should have this one left over, okay? All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna set this aside. Let me give you one more shot of this so you see what it looks like with all the numbers written there, okay? So I took it from this way, and I turned it this way, and you can see how it's labeled, hopefully there. Okay? All right, I'm gonna set this aside. I'm gonna grab this, and I'm gonna cut quickly on each of these lines. You are gonna take your time and cut as neatly as possible, because as you know from doing the first piece, this matters. Okay, so what I'm going to do is put these in place based on their numbers. So here's my 8B. So it will get inserted with the 8B at the top here. And I am going to just kind of line these up for now to make sure that I am putting them back in the correct order. So my 7B. And if you're having trouble keeping them in place just by setting them there, you could grab a paper clip or a clothespin and just attach those on there. So let me grab a paper clip to show you what that would look like. Okay, so here's a paper clip, and what I could do if I was really having trouble is I could just go ahead and put those on each one to hold them in place. Okay, so continue to go through and match up your strips with the numbers that you applied on your base. Okay, so I have all of them in place, and I'm just going to look at it from the side to make sure that you don't have anything out of place. So you can kind of also just kind of check to make sure by pushing them down to the side to see, do I have everything in the correct spot? Which I do. So then what my job is to go ahead and go through and glue these. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do now. So I'm going to start with my 9B, and I'm just going to repeat the process that I did in the last video. All right, so as you're working on this, you are probably starting to see the effect of the Agamograph. You can see it starting to come together. So hopefully you've followed along and found success in doing this. And it's pretty cool to start seeing everything coming together. This is a lot more effective when it's actually hanging on a wall and you're walking around it, but you're starting to see that depending on the angles that you're looking at it, you're starting to see different pieces of art showing up and seeing the artwork shift and change. All right, so we'll come back in the next video and we'll walk through putting the final piece in. If you are a little bit more advanced, you might already have this concept and be ready to go on your own. But if you're not sure and you want to work along with me, I'll be doing that in our very next video.